So let's start by showing where we're going to end up, and that's the Practice IQ intranet site where the reporting services formats are presented. So there's a few options here. We can replace an existing item, or menu item there. We can add to the menu items, or we can even add sections or sub-menus if we like in the underlying structure. I'm not going to do all of those, but hopefully what we'll see is a good cross-section that will enable you to do what you need. So first things first, we need to have the reporting services file. Now that is a .rdl file, and that will be delivered in a zip file. So if you just unzip those, there might be multiples of these depending on the solution, but as long as you have a location on your system, you can access this RDL file from. The next thing you need to do is upload these files into the SQL Server Report Manager. There are a few things you do need to know in order to do this, and you'll also have to have the appropriate rights to apply these changes. So the first thing you need to know is the SQL Server name and also the folder that you're going to be importing these to. So SQL Server Reporting Service Manager should just be the HTTP, the server name /reports. Now if there is a SQL instance, there might be an underscore in the instance name after that. Once into the manager, just navigate to the Practice IQ or the relevant Practice IQ folder. In this case it's the PIQ demo folder here, and you should see with later versions of PIQ a whole big list of existing and used reporting services formats. So once in here, it's a matter of uploading the file. Just hit the upload option. Now bear in mind, different versions of SQL Server Report Manager may look slightly different to this, but the principles remain the same. So once in here, you just choose to browse and go and find that RDL file, which I've just put in my temp folder here. There we have here. So we can just choose that and open that up. Now if you are overwriting an existing file, because there may be updates to existing or older versions, or you might want to replace a staff dashboard type report with another one without having to rename everything, you would choose to overwrite this item. In this case I'm simply uploading it. And there we go. You can browse this from with this environment here. You've got a couple of views, the detail and tile view here. We scroll down, we should see in this case the cache collections, and just to make sure it works here before connecting up to your IQ, you can just simply click this link and it should open up that report. Okay, in this case it's defaulted to a couple of months past our available demo data. We can just test up again to go view report, and there we have, in this case this is a cache collections dashboard with some quite low level detail on there, but it could be anything depending on the solution. So we have successfully uploaded the actual report. Now we have to go and hook it into the Practice IQ intranet site. So the first things first, just go into the background on the PIQ Web Server. Now this could be any server that you've deemed as your web server internally. Quite often from a Practice IQ point of view, this again is just the SQL server with the web service or IIS roles installed. So under your inet pub and www-root folder, you should find a Practice IQ folder, or it could be Practice IQ 10 is a common name for the latest version there. If you navigate through to the PIQ reports and then reports. Now this is the structure that you will have seen earlier in this session that was rendered as part of all the navigation files and folders that are available, and the structures available through the intranet site. So it's just a matter of finding out where you want to put this. So in this case I'm going to go into the dashboard section, and under the firm dashboards I'm going to put this cache collections right down at the bottom of this list. So the easiest way to achieve that is simply by taking a copy and paste in there, and we want it in order there, so we just change the name. Here we go. And then once you've done that, if it's not, the .esp file here is not associated with Notepad, then right click and open it with Notepad or any other text editor you have there, and simply type in the name of the RDL that you uploaded. Now, a trick here is that if there is a space in the name or any spaces in the name, you have to replace a space with a plus. And save that file there. Just nip back and just double check that we have the correct name. You don't have to put the extension in there of RDL. Once happy, save that and close out. So we now have a file in there in the underlying folder structures. We now have to switch it on using our PIQ portal admin tool. In order to do that, by default in later versions of Practice Management, the appropriate file, which is called piqportal.exe, will be found in the install folder for Practice Management. The file that may not be there is a piq.acf file, and now this is the connection file. Now if you can't find that, then you may need to just contact APS support, and they can help you out in creating that. Just as a quick tip, if it does not exist in there, then it may be worthwhile looking in the root of the Practice IQ website, which we've just been to set up the file, for a piq.acf file there. You can copy and paste that file into your local ADB 2000 folder, and that should work. Double clicking the executable, we'll go into the admin tool here. You then pick the profile or staff member, but I'd probably advise just picking a profile to switch these on. You go view reports, refresh here, so I'll just point out underneath the firm there, we just refresh, and we have cash collections, and it's a matter of just ticking it on. Once that's done, we need to test it out through the intranet site where we started off this process. So in order to refresh the site, see if you're having to type in or go into a shortcut again, you can just hit the Practice IQ logo in the top left hand corner, go and navigate through to firm, dashboard, and we've got 09 collections there. Okay, and there's the report being shown. Same deal, we'll just move it back just to test into June, and there we have the information and the format through the intranet site. Okay, so just to recap, we downloaded the RDL file, we unzipped it, we uploaded it through the reporting services manager into the appropriate Practice IQ folder in there. We then copied an existing file on the underlying structures in the website and altered that file to point to the new RDL. We then used the Practice IQ portal admin tool to switch that on to the relevant profile within that tool. Finally, we refreshed the site just to test. So that's how you would deal with any reporting services Practice IQ file that you wanted to present through the Practice IQ intranet site.